hate puppies. Good podcast.
I like that.
I feel threatened.
That's why we can't have a visual element right there.
What are we doing?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Pallet House, the only podcast dedicated to solving first world problems and hopefully helping you figure out what beer you should be drinking this weekend. Brought to you by Screen Door Mortgage.
Oh, right into it.
Right from the top, brought to you by Screen Door Mortgage, the single greatest mortgage company you could work with. You know, getting a mortgage is already a difficult experience. It's good to have somebody you can trust and who's going to take care of you right from the jump. And if you reach out to Screen Door Mortgage and tell them Inside the Pallet House sent you, I promise you they will take care of you. Not only are you going to get the best rates, but you're going to get the best service.
Nice.
It's not all about saving money. It's also about saving your fucking nerves.
Oh.
Because getting a mortgage is stressful. It's already bad enough you're trying to buy a house or refinancing.
Absolutely.
This is why you need a fantastic mortgage. On an unrelated note, thank you for the cooler.
I was like, what the hell's happening here?
Where's it at?
Look at that.
Oh, he's saying,
shit.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's awesome.
Taylor, that's what happens if we stay on the air for,
Well,
7 more years.
I guess we have a challenge.
Yes, totally unrelated note.
Right.
But for everybody that does get a mortgage, one of the things that they do is they send you a badass Yeti cup, one of those big tumblers
Okay.
that has the Screen Door Mortgage logo on it. It's kind of like what I saw. The Squeezing Lemons guys are here tonight. And Taylor, you showed up with a gallon jug with the Squeezing Lemons logo on the side.
I mean, it's a flex.
It's a flex.
It is a flex.
I'm not mad at it.
I mean, it's a good one. It's a good one.
Like flexes are flexes.
Yeah, Taylor, he's a little much sometimes, but it's good. It's good.
know.
You want to tell him? You want to tell the audience what went down just about 20 minutes ago when we showed up?
All the drinks?
Yeah.
No. I'm sure they can feel it.
I've been really good about not bringing a whole lot of stuff, and so Taylor comes back on and he says, "I only got one drink." No, wait, maybe I have 2 cocktails.
Yeah.
No.
I got 3.
I got 3 cocktails.
I like how you say you've been really good about it. I certainly appreciate Taylor more.
That's true.
I have a standard I have to hold myself to.
Yeah.
You know?
And I
get
respect that you do that.
Yeah,
I'm mad
exactly.
at you. So if I didn't say it from the top, we got Ray and Taylor from Squeezing Lemons here tonight. I appreciate you guys being here.
We love it.
Anytime.
Troy is traversing the country.
I think it's the most exciting trip that I would want to be on.
I mean, where is Troy right now in the Northern Hemisphere?
Last I heard was Kansas City,
Oh.
He was having barbecue tonight.
Missouri,
Yeah.
not Kansas.
Not Kansas.
Is there a Kansas City, Kansas?
There is.
There is.
They're
That's the-
very similar. I think there's a river that runs right through there.
Yeah, and all the dorks live in Kansas City, Kansas.
And the
Kansas
others live in
City,
Missouri.
which is where it's at.
Just for
That's-
listeners, that is not the book. A river runs through it.
That is correct.
It's not. Unrelated.
So
Don't get me started on that movie. That end scene when he drops that little poem.
Yeah.
He's talking about,
yeah.
the time, the raindrops on the rocks and then being washed over and the river runs through. Fuck. It's like Sullivan Ballou and then
man.
last scene.
So we did. So episode came out, Sunday or whatever. Sydney, my daughter, we're going. She's leaving pretty soon to go back East Carolina.
Okay.
And I'm like, hey, listen, let me give you a little history. We're gonna do. You don't have to muscle through this podcast while we're going on our date. So we did Sullivan Blue. She teared up a little bit.
Dang.
That's what people who have emotions and a heart do, because that's the single greatest.
It is really,
Like,
really
letter.
riveting. Yeah.
What is that like? Just haven't cried in a while. It's okay.
Man.
Oh, you should try it. It's quite cathartic. Cry myself to sleep every night. Look how happy I am.
You will be tonight.
I'm not going to know what the hell is going on tonight. Right in front of me right now. All right, so we will tear down the wall. When these guys showed up tonight, I was sitting out back having drinks with my wife on the porch. That was after I'd had drinks at dinner with her family.
It's a personal problem.
And then
you
guys
knew we
showed
were
up.
coming.
And then I walk
true.
out here, and Taylor's like, my wife was like, oh, I'd like a drink. So Taylor makes her a drink, so I'm trying that drink. Then he makes some crazy sweet tea thing, which is phenomenal. And then you guys pull out Blue Note bourbon. So now I currently have 2 liquor drinks in front of me There's beers everywhere. This place is a nightmare.
Nightmare?
Wrapped in a daydream?
Yeah.
100.
Oh, man. This is what dreams are made of.
It's true.
I think that was a Taylor Swift line. Long story. Oh,
Anybody Swifties here?
I mean,
I have got a story for you, but I don't know if I want to. I don't know. Well, you know what?
We'll get to that.
We'll call Troy in just a moment.
Okay.
Or should we call Troy now and then
Let's just call Troy now.
Swiftie?
Let's do this.
I want to see
can.
where he is in the world. We're going to play the old "Where in the World is Troy?"
I will say this while we're on the Taylor Swift topic. I have an employee that works for me that decided my new nickname today was Swift because my first name's Taylor. So
Oh, that adds up.
weird. Yeah.
That adds up. Troy,
What's up, guys?
how are you, brother?
There he is.
Good. How are y'all?
We are good. Where in the world are you today?
Tonight, I am in Kansas City, Kansas, not Kansas City, Missouri.
Gross. Wrong side of the river, huh?
Well, we started off this morning in Kansas City, Missouri, watching a Kansas City Royals game, which they lost, and we hadn't been to Kansas, the state, yet, so we decided we'll trip over the line and stay the night in Kansas State and add that to our list of states we have been to and stayed in.
So where have you been?
We have been to California, San Diego, put our toes in the Pacific. We went.
You got to do that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, went to a ball
beer
game
capital.
there. Then we spent a few days there, which my younger son, as I mentioned, he's a diver. He competed in a couple competitions. He won.
How'd he do?
He won both competitions. He's the national champion in stage group. So that was a good start to our trip. Thank you for the fanfare there.
Oh, so you can even hear that?
Yeah, I heard you.
That's fantastic.
We then went to Vegas for 2 nights, which was a little overwhelming for the kids. Not sure if y'all are having some weather there, but everywhere we've been, it's been pretty much record breaking. And we got there at night, and then the next day we walked around the strip all day, about 6-7 hours, going from casino to casino, checking things out. And my older son, the next day when we left, he was puking, and we had to go to the ER and get him a bag of fluid because he was dehydrated.
Oh.
You know, you can get that on the street corner. They got bags of fluid.
Yeah, I was going to say.
That's what they do.
Yeah, I wasn't really trying to test that. We then went to the Hoover Dam.
Oh, damn.
And,
Oh, I didn't even mean that.
well, actually, we did that before Vegas. Was that before? No, after Vegas. On our way to Williams, Arizona, where we stayed the night. Took a 2-hour train ride up to the Grand Canyon, which was obviously, everyone hears it's spectacular, amazing, all those things.
Were you on the Arizona side of the Grand Canyon or the Colorado side?
Arizona.
There's only one side of the Grand Canyon. It's the Arizona side.
Okay. All right.
Colorado
you know,
side's the mediocre canyon.
Right. It's the mediocre canyon. Okay.
We were on the south rim. Then we went from there up to Four Corners and did that. So we were in Utah, Arizona, Colorado, and New Mexico at the same time.
Respect.
Oh, wow. That is awesome.
Then we drove up into southern Colorado, stayed at a real cool town called Del Norte. Real hippie vibes. We've been trying to stay at a lot of cool, renovated, like old school motels, and we stayed at one there called the Mellow Moon. Very chill vibe. Then we left there, and
Hold on.
drove.
Can we take a step back to one of the? So you went to one of these like where they took the old like motel from the side of the road, and then they turned it into something that's like more upscale and chic, but still retains a lot of the character of the old motel.
Exactly. We've stayed in a bunch of those.
Those are popping up everywhere on the West Coast, in particular in those areas. So are those really all that they're kind of cracked up to be?
I think they are, because I don't know why I've always had a love for the nostalgia part of like the 50s and 60s. Like I just always thought that was cool, and So part of this cross country trip we're doing has been a dream of mine to drive Route 66. Part of it. So that goes from Chicago all the way to LA. Well, we were on part of it in Williams, Arizona, and they got a main street with all the neon signs down both sides selling all the cool stuff. And so we've been staying outside of major cities for the most part so we can stay in these tight places. So after Colorado, we drove through New Mexico down to Amarillo, which is where we started Route 66. We've done we've stopped at all the cool stuff. If you've ever seen anything on Route 66, we've been hitting all the world's tallest thermometer, Cadillac Ranch where all the cars are in the dirt, the Blue Whale at Catoosa, just any
World's biggest
crazy
butt plug.
Exactly. Yeah, you get it.
Yeah, I've been there.
I thought you had that.
Right.
Well, I do now.
Yeah, you have it now.
I had to do a Kickstarter just to get it.
I was going to say Amazon. Discreet
Yeah, so
packaging.
we went through Texas on Route 66, all the way through Oklahoma on Route 66, up into Kansas. No, not up into Missouri. And now we got off Route 66 to come up to Kansas City to hit a baseball game because my older son likes baseball, so we're trying to hit a bunch of baseball games.
So you've hit the Royals. Did you say the
And
Padres?
Padres.
Yeah.
And then you got Wrigley on the agenda.
So Wrigley in a few days. I don't know when this comes out. I think we'll be there on a Sunday. We're going to a game on I can't even keep up with our schedule, but we're going to a game one night. It's the last game of the Cardinals-Cubs, and then the next day we're taking the full Wrigley tour because you can get two tours. You can get the game day tour, which won't get you into the clubhouse or the dugouts. So we're waiting so we can get the full tour, and we're going to get to go in the field, go in the dugouts, go in the locker rooms, and see which I'm pretty sure you've done, right, Brendan?
No, I've been in the urinals, though. That's a trough. Now I think they've actually redone it with the update, and the way the locker rooms are now is supposed to actually be pretty fantastic because we were historically known as like having the worst locker rooms. In particular, the visitors' locker room was basically the pallet house.
Yeah, that was to make it hell for them, right?
Exactly right. You get it.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're a bad team, you need every advantage.
Yeah, we're going to see that game, and then we're going to continue on across the northern part of Ohio, hit a amusement park, hit Cleveland for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, go down to Pittsburgh for a Pirates game, and then we're actually driving all the way to Virginia Beach on our last day, past our house, so we can pick our dog up. My sister's in Virginia Beach been watching our dog, and that way we will have completed our cross-country trip because we will put our feet in
both
the
oceans.
In the water.
That's
That's brilliant. Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
I can respect that.
So
I think you're going to be. I think it's going to be interesting as you do these ballparks. I don't think the first two ballparks are going to hold a candle to the last two, but I'm interested to get your take on Pittsburgh.
San Diego?
Yeah, Three Rivers Stadium, I think is right.
Yeah.
It's Three Rivers, right?
San Diego was it for you so far?
No. San Diego and Pittsburgh's parks battle for best ballpark, and I can tell you, I haven't been to many. I've been to the Nats, I've been to the Orioles, and I've been to Philly, but San Diego was amazing. That ballpark was amazing.
I haven't been there, so I can't speak to it, but I can tell you, as a Cubs fan, I have to say Wrigley's the best field ever.
Well, of
course.
Yeah.
But I've been to Pittsburgh. And if I was not a Cubs fan, damn, that's a great stadium.
Or if you were honest with yourself.
No, I don't. No, I'm not going to be honest with myself. It's not my.
I get it. Yeah, so it's going well, man. We've had some hiccups. We've battled a little bit here and there. We're around each other 24/7, 365. So that's been new. You don't realize how much time you actually get away from your wife and kids when you're at home. They go do their own thing, and you get a little bit of downtime, but not on these trips.
No, you're Griswolding it, dude.
Yeah, for sure. And it's a 3-week trip, so it's a lot.
Yeah, well, no one misses you around here.
I can tell, man. You got Taylor and Ray there doing the heavy lifting for you.
No, and Stu literally just walked in the door.
Oh, Stu.
Yes.
Man, you got all the big wigs there.
There we go. You're up now. I had you turned off, Stu, because you weren't here. I didn't need the air noise coming in. That's producing.
That's awesome.
It's producing. That's what I do.
How you guys doing?
Is this the first episode y'all have done since I've been gone?
It is.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is.
Nice.
You and I had put enough in the can. So we were good to go, but now I need to play catch up because I'm actually going to be out of town for a while. So this is about to get real weird around here.
Nice.
But we can't do a double tonight because, as you can imagine, the Squeezing Lemons guys showed up and they have already filled me with way too much booze, and I'm 15 minutes into the episode and I'm dying a slow death. And unbeknownst to these guys, I just did my quarterly cleanse. So I just came out of my cleanse.
Oh, no.
Today. So I haven't had booze, nicotine, or food.
You'll be all right.
And today I've had very little food, a shit ton of booze, and all the nicotine. And I'm freaking out.
Oh, another story that I forgot to tell you. After we left in Colorado, after we left that little town, Del Norte, we drove over to the Great Sand Dunes National Park, which was pretty cool. And they do sand surfing and sand sledding.
How did that look? Did it look dangerous as hell, or did it look fun?
I mean, it looked awesome, right? So it's $20 to rent the sled. My boys wanted to do the boarding, but I said, y'all have never done any sort of board sports. Like, you will be eating.
Yeah, so start on the Great Dunes.
Yeah. So we get the sleds, which you just sit on, right? Well, there's all these warning signs about how it's hot. It's the hottest time of year. So we've been in 110-degree heat in Vegas and California, so it's like...
And only one kid's been to the hospital so far from the heat, so I think we're fine.
So it's like 88 degrees there, and we got there early. It was like 75 degrees, and you're like, this is amazing weather. Like, this isn't going to be bad at all. We get out there, dude. It's like a half a mile walk just to get to the dunes over sand, so you're already
hot,
winded. Well, hot. And you know how walking in loose sand is. Well, the Great Sand Dune National Park is at over 8,000 feet. So you are sucking wind, dude. So the wife and I weren't going to do it, right? Like, we just rented the kids' board so they could go nuts. The kids walk up the thing. They go down once. They walk up again. They come down the second time. My younger one's like dragging, and I mean, the dude's in great shape, but he's kind of laying on the ground. This is our
AAU champion?
Exactly. This is the national champion. So
we're going to put that out there. You know what I'm saying?
Right. He's like, I need some water. So the wife takes him some water. And he's drinking it, and then he just starts puking all in the dunes.
Oh, sweet Jesus. Like, the other one's going down.
So the other one's going down. So, I'm like, we got to get him. There's no shade anywhere out in the middle of the dunes.
In the dunes?
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
come on.
So I'm like, we got to get him up and moving. She's like, I know, but I want him to stop puking. I'm like, the longer he's in the sun, the worse. I literally had to support him the whole way back to the car into the shade, and he pulled through, but he wasn't right for the rest of the day. It is no joke, dude.
So he's not a sand sledder.
No. And my older son, he went 2 or 3 more. He probably went 4 more times with her while I was getting the younger one back to the car. But he was wiped too, dude. That elevation. And again, heat. We've all been in heat, but I'd never been in any sort of heat at elevation. I mean, the highest point in Virginia is Mount Rogers, which I've hiked. That's like 5,500 feet.
The more you know.
Most of Virginia is
game changer.
Most of Virginia, Richmond's like 1,000 feet, but being at 8,000 feet was insanity.
Dude, this trip sounds awesome and fucking miserable at the same time.
Dude, at Four Corners, we met this Native American guy selling some stuff, and he was like, "Oh, I'm a famous." Yeah, well, I'm not gonna do his accent.
That wouldn't be PC.
It's possible.
Super cool guy, old guy. He goes, "Oh, I'm a famous movie star and a singer." And we're like, "Oh, okay, that's cool. Whatever, old guy." And he's like, he pulls out this massive, and all of us on the podcast are old enough to know, but he pulls out a photo album, and he's got all these pictures of him from back in the day. He was in Three Amigos. He was in Young Guns 2. He walked us through his whole history of all the movies he'd been in. And had pictures with all the stars in it. It was pretty damn cool.
But typecast as a Native American.
Dude, he was typecast as a Mexican, as a Native American. He told us all this. He's like, I played every nationality basically, like
except honky.
But yeah, and he was always he was a bad guy in all the movies.
I don't think you can say that.
You can say honky. That's my word. Like, you're my honky.
Oh, okay. All right.
I feel like
I'll give you that.
Growing up in Chicago, for a long period of my life, I was pretty sure my name was Honky.
Wow.
So I feel like I can say that. Well, it can be.
It can be.
It can be.
It can be.
See,
we've met some characters, man.
Well,
We've
this
met some
sounds like
crazy
you're doing all right. Now you got to go. Now you got to do the skinny dipping in the pool with Chrissy Brinkley. You know,
That's it.
We got to finish out this whole Griswold trip you're doing.
So you guys may have already covered it, but Troy, what is your vehicle on this little journey across country?
That is a
What do you
good
drive?
That's a great question.
Good point.
Yeah.
It's a great question because we had to change vehicles.
What?
Couldn't make it?
Yeah, the first vehicle we got in San Diego,
50 yards.
Geo
I forget
Metro.
what it was. It was a small SUV. It was a Chevy. What's a small Chevy?
Traverse.
Equinox.
Equinox. I think it was the Equinox. It had a full moonroof / sunroof.
That sounds very Equinoxy.
Sounds great. Sounds great for the desert.
Yeah, so we get in it. And we're in a parking deck, but the damn shade won't shut. And I'm like, that's not a problem. Well, then we start driving around Riverside, which is outside of LA, and this shit is cooking me through the tinted, sunroof. So my father-in-law, who I don't know, I'm not the guy. I don't like to ask for anything, but my father-in-law heard about this from my wife, so he called a place in Riverside, the Avis, and they were like, "Yeah, we'll change you out." So it was no problem. I took the car over there, and now we've been driving a Hyundai Santa Fe.
That's a nice that's a nice car.
That's not too bad.
Dude, I'm loving it.
Yeah.
No moonroof, no sunroof.
Probably a little better gas mileage.
You don't have to wear sunscreen.
Yeah, 28 to 30 miles a gallon. We all have old cars, so I tell you, I'm a fan of the lane assist and the adaptive, or whatever they call it, speed
adaptive cruise control.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the best.
That's the best. It's so
on
good.
a road trip,
Game
adaptive cruise
changer.
control is the sexiest thing in the
Yeah,
world.
it
You
is
said
so
that,
good.
and you're not even paying attention. You're like, oh, good, I'm exactly 20 yards behind that guy.
Yeah.
That's where I wanted to be.
Yeah, adaptive cruise control and lane assist. You can almost just take your hands off the wheel.
It's perfect.
Exactly.
Dude, I'm driving through the desert, and I'm just like looking up every few seconds on my phone because, the thing's keeping you straight. The roads are straight. It's keeping you straight. And the cruise control is keeping you just going perfectly at the right speed.
Oh, so you haven't missed
as
a
long
thing
as
on
you get-
social media.
And then, long as you could keep your
Yeah.
hands on the steering wheel, it's okay.
That's
it does
basically
beep
it.
at you.
Just
It
tape
does
an
beep
orange.
at you when you take your hands off. It goes beep 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 beep.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the hell is that?
Oh, that's
But
Been there.
yeah, the Santa Fe's been good.
Me too.
We have I think today we clipped 2,100 miles on that car, and we did 200 on the one I turned on.
Jesus.
Damn, dude. Okay.
Yeah, so
You're doing work. I respect it.
yeah, the most we've driven in a day is like 4.5, 5 hours. But we've been stopping so many times. Some days will be a 9-hour drive. Today we only did about 2.5 hours in the car. So some days are short, some days are long.
Dude, this is fantastic.
Yeah, this
Like,
sounds like a really great trip.
You're doing
Yeah,
it, man.
The longest part of the trip, because we're going to add the 2 hours to go to Virginia Beach from Richmond, is from Pittsburgh to Virginia Beach. That's like a 7-hour
Oh, that's a
last day.
slog. That's a slog.
Yeah,
And
but,
it's all like 64, right?
well, yeah, from there, yeah, I don't know what it is. I mean, I guess you got to go. Do you go through DC or not?
You don't have
You don't
to.
have to.
You don't
but
have- yeah.
you-
So I won't go that way.
yeah,
Yeah,
good
'cause
luck.
Pittsburgh is really far west.
I mean, the odds are it's going to take you, right through DC, or at least 495 around DC.
Around
Right.
it.
But that's still going
Yeah.
to suck ass.
Yeah, but I gotta put my feet in the sand.
But you're going to get to that Breezewood exit right there in Pennsylvania where you ain't seen shit, and then it's like every shitty like Sheetz and Applebee's, and then like Waffle Houses. Like Breezewood's where it's at. You're gonna have a good time. And if you need any Steelers gear, that's the place. Or Pirates gear.
Or
depending
Pirates
on-
gear, yeah.
Yeah, you might be in love with the Pirates by that point. Hey, do me a favor when you're coming through Breezewood, get us a deli.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
They
Yeah.
got all kinds of
I have
Pittsburgh
thought of-
beers in there.
I've thought about you guys a lot because, going through all these states, there's so many different liquor laws and rules where, like, a lot of these places just sell it at 7-Elevens.
Well, and you've
So
been
I was
out
like,
west where marijuana's been legal like half the places you've been.
I had no idea coming through all these states. Like, the Colorados, but, like, you didn't know, like,
Vegas.
Oklahoma was cool with it, Texas. Like,
Right.
all these places, like, there's dispensaries just up and down
Yeah,
the
everywhere
the
you've
roads.
been, you've smelled pot and patchouli.
Oh, yeah.
But
It's a hippie
We've done
show.
a good job. We've done a good job about like not eating at chains either. So like we've eaten at a bunch of places we've never been at. The one chain I had to try that I hadn't had was In-N-Out.
Of course. All right. So in and out.
Yes, everybody's got to do in and out.
All right, all
Yeah.
right, all right. Let me just give you the real basic question here, okay? Five Guys, In and Out. Now I know they're two different worlds because Five Guys, but I hold every burger to the Five Guys standard, above or below. And then I will ask you the second question: Wendy's or In or Out?
ooh,
Well, In-N-Out is definitely better than Wendy's.
I would agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is it
Yep.
better than Five Guys?
That's a toss up.
That to
That's
me,
hard.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to beat Five Guys. Look, Five Guys is the shit when
Right,
it comes
but-
to like
Yeah.
a quick service burger, but it is also a long process. It's expensive as fuck.
Right.
Whereas In and Out falls into that Wendy's category more.
It
I was
does,
going to
yeah.
tell you.
Yeah,
I can
the ROI on a in and out compared to a Five Guys is so much better.
I agree. I'm just
I can-
trying to get his opinion.
I can tell you that the In-N-Out we went to was in Vegas on the Strip, and it was still cheaper than shit. Like
Yeah.
it was like $4 for $4 and change for a double. Like it was not. It was. That's where I'm with Ray. Like a Five Guys, even though it's quick service, air quotes, you have to wait. Like this
You
thing
do.
was bang bang. Like
No, they're like the Chick-fil-A of burgers.
yes,
That-
exactly.
That's what makes them great. And a lot of people, most of our listeners are East Coast. There are some West Coast listeners, and so they're fully aware of the In and Out. But I don't think they understand In and Out. It's a pretty good burger, but I don't think it's this like game changing burger. But if you put it just in the fast food category, so we're talking McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, Hardee's, In and Out, Jack in the Box, you're gonna go down this road.
I've never had Jack in the
It's
Box,
king,
and my kids say it's not good compared to In-N-Out, and they also say Whataburger's really good.
Now that's the one
Yeah.
I haven't been able to throw into the mix is the Texas Whataburger.
I've not had one.
Go down to Route 1. They got a Whataburger.
They do.
Well, you've already
Yeah.
passed Texas, right?
Yeah, but we've seen them. I saw them outside of Texas. I don't think they're only in Texas. I think we saw some in Oklahoma too.
Okay. All right, but In and Out is your jam.
Yeah, no complaints, man. It was amazing.
Okay.
How would you stack the fries up against McDonald's? Because McDonald's is the gold star.
Come on, dude. That is a topic for another night.
I'm just saying McDonald's is the gold star. You can't. But I actually find that In and Out has really good fries. That's why I ask it. 'Cause
Checkers?
I've been to
Oh man, some
Checkers.
fucking Checkers fries.
Checkers fries are fucking fantastic.
That's what I want to say.
And if you're in
right?
the deep south, you go Crystal, and they're
Oh,
good
man.
fries.
Chattanooga, Tennessee, my brother.
Look,
Come on.
I'm not arguing
Yeah,
with
but
you.
McDonald's, come on.
It's
dude.
gold standard. Gold standard. Troy, all
I'm
I'm,
thinking
asking.
Ray doesn't like McDonald's fries. Is what he's saying.
Yeah,
He's-
I'm not a
his-
big fan of McDonald's fries.
CrossFit's coming out. So, Troy, what do you think of the In-N-Out fries?
To be honest with you, I don't recall them being anything crazy good. I mean, I remember liking them, but I don't remember them being like next level.
Okay, there's a little sidebar conversation going over here with Taylor and Ray.
Here.
Yeah, they're giggling cross mic. And I don't know what
we have a topic. We have a topic for Sunday night.
It also wasn't shared with me.
Hold on. There's a.
Okay, I don't. But that's not how you spell. That's not what. All right, sorry, Troy. I'm getting sidebarred over here by these.
Dude,
all right, so tell us, Troy, what you got?
McDowell's version of Whataburger.
Last night we stayed at a hotel.
That ain't the same
called.
Thing. Can't be. That's the McDowell's of Whataburgers.
It is.
Okay,
but you gotta try it.
No, I don't. It says Whataburger.
The McDowell's of Whataburger.
Yeah. No. All right. Sorry, Troy.
Oh, last night we stayed in one of those retro motels. It was called Boots Court.
Oh, I saw that and I was like, hell yes.
That's
dude,
awesome.
It was built in 1939 with the addition. We stayed in the addition that was built in like the 50s, and it was like straight old school. No TVs. The big sign out front says "radio in every room." It had a radio in every room.
Respect.
And it was cool.
This little orphan Annie.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Don't forget to drink your Ovaltine.
Yeah, I do love a classic. I do love a classic hotel.
Troy, we're excited. Are you going to join us every week?
I mean, I'll be back at some point.
Oh, this isn't forever?
Right. You're not going to.
Next week, if y'all are recording at this time, we'll be somewhere in Ohio or Pittsburgh. So, yeah, I can call back.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right.
I'd like to get you back on the air if you don't mind. I want to keep hearing about the stories.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
This is good. So the family's down at the pool, right?
That's right.
You got to get
down at the pool.
Go join them.
You got to get down there, man.
We were down there for a couple hours when the sun was out. Now the kids are just getting some energy out before bed.
So this actually could be some private time. You could tell them that you were on the podcast for 45 minutes. You can go catch a 3. I got your back. Put a sock on the door.
All right, man.
All right.
All right, brother. Travel safe. Take care of that family.
Thank you guys for holding the fort down while I'm not there.
We're on it.
One more thing. We ate tonight. If you're ever in Kansas City, you got to go to Q39.
239. Okay.
Per Brendan's recommendation, Brendan the Duke.
Nice.
The family ate there, and it was the best barbecue and food I've ever had.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So the whole reason that recommendation came to be, so I watched this barbecue show, and this dude was making these like brisket burgers and these burn-end burgers, and like he was talking about how he's trying to take barbecue but elevate it a little bit. So they're trying to do like better food but also just with traditional Kansas City barbecue. And then the Duke is coming over and he's like, you got to try this sauce. And it's this Q39 sauce. And I'm like, yo, this is like the best barbecue sauce I've ever had. And he's like, yeah, it's a twist on typical Kansas City barbecue sauce. So then I started like talking about it because now I feel like I know, right? Because I'm like, I've seen something. And then I've started like bringing it up to other people, and everybody's like, if you ever get a chance, I've never been, but so when I saw Troy was at the Royals game, I was like, if you're anywhere near a Q39, check it out. So it was awesome.
Yeah, so it was amazing. There's only 2. There's one in downtown Kansas City, 39th Street. Well, the other one is where we are over in Kansas.
Is this Missouri or Kansas?
Side. So the original one's in Missouri. This one's in Kansas.
That's right.
Of course, they had this amazing sauce that came with the onion straws. I was like, "What is this?" And they were like, "Oh, it's barbecue aioli sauce." I'm like, "Huh?"
See, they're elevating barbecue to a different level.
He's like,
that sounds delicious,
dude. He's like, you just take our regular sauce and mix it 1-to-1 with mayonnaise.
Yeah, perfect. Aioli.
Anything with mayonnaise. Oh, yeah.
But that's it, because that Q39 sauce is the perfect blend of like Texas and Kansas City barbecue sauce. And
Love that.
Phenomenal.
This is why we know the Duke likes it.
That's right.
I was going to buy it. I was going to buy some, and they were sold out of it.
Of the aioli or just the barbecue sauce?
The barbecue sauce.
Yeah, because don't buy the aioli. You can cut it yourself.
They had a
Save yourself a buck.
They had a zesty and a honey, but I wanted a regular, but they were sold out of it. But anyhow, that was awesome. Thank you for the recommendation, guys.
Hell yeah. I'm glad that worked out.
And so, what was the place called again?
Q39.
Q39. Okay.
But
Named after the original location on 39th Street.
All right.
It's the best. It's the best. I mean, like, I watched this whole barbecue show, and this one guy, just everything he did, I was like, is he smarter than all these other barbecue people? Like, I love this guy. Like, he's taking it to another level. So I'm glad to hear their barbecue is dope.
You can show the guys there the pictures I sent you, Brandon.
I will. Dude, everything. That mac
Are
and
there
cheese
boobies?
thing. Look,
All of them?
the mac and cheese may as well have been
they're not boobies.
Oh, never mind.
Close enough. Close enough.
I sent the same pictures to the Duke, and he goes, "Oh, I love the food porn."
Yes. It's awesome.
No AI on those texts.
Right. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
The Squeeze and Lemons
All
guys
right.
are like, boobies?
All right, brother.
Yeah.
Enjoy your trip, and we'll
Troy,
be talking
thank you
to
so much.
soon.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
thanks for calling, guys. I'll talk to y'all later.
All right, brother.
Be safe.
That was a pretty good call, don't you think?
That was fucking Troy brings it every
He
time.
does
doesn't he?
bring it.
Dude, I just poured bourbon all over the board. and
It'll be fine.
It's
It's
still
just alcohol.
working.
It'll probably work better now.
It's just such a strong board.
So I just texted I texted one of my peers, my spirit peers, who lives in Kansas City.
Oh, nice.
Kansas.
Q39.
No, and he's like, Q39, solid.
Yeah.
Solid.
No, that's like, so that is literally the I don't know anything about Kansas City. So when he said he was in Kansas City, I was like, oh, you should really go to Q39. Like trying to look smart.
Yeah.
And the fact that it hit, great news.
It's outstanding.
How far along are we?
Yep. 36 minutes.
Damn.
And we're not deli yet.
Not deli yet.
Yeah, tell you something.
I'm in a different side, so I don't know where I am right now.
You're the guy who gets the deli.
You gotta direct me.
I'll cue you in.
All right.
39 times. See, it's a callback.
I thought I was gonna be here right at the deli. I guess you guys just petered around for a little bit.
I don't.
We
think
did. We waited for you, Stu.
No, he knew I wasn't coming
Yeah, he
till
knew
the second
that.
half.
He knew that. I mean, he knew that. He knew
We
that.
know that. We had to make some cocktails.
I'm a little punchy because I told you guys I'm just coming off a cleanse.
You're fine.
So I haven't eaten shit that wasn't a vegetable or a shake in 3 days. Been shitting and farting tremendously. Really just clearing it up, you know.
Clearing it up.
Just blowing it out.
That's how you. That's how you cut weight. Water weight's the problem, not all this other shit. You eat. But then this morning, so I had made a comment, and I brought this up on the podcast that my daughters were trying to go to see Taylor Swift, and I was like, I'm not paying $2,500 a ticket to go to Pittsburgh
right.
to see Taylor Swift. Like I'm not doing it. And Stu, your daughters went and saw Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
Said
my youngest went, and my girlfriend's daughter went in East Rutherford, New Jersey. One went Saturday night, one to the Sunday night concert, and
Both said it was amazing, right?
videos and the pictures I saw. I mean, it's a hell of a concert.
No, like this Eras tour, and we've talked about it ad nauseum on the podcast. It's kind of a game changer. So my daughters were like, they really wanted to go, and I'm looking at the aftermarket tickets. It was $2,500. I'm like, I'm not spending that. And I made the offhanded comment to my daughters that I could literally wait till the European tour and get tickets at face value and fly us all to Europe and spend less than 10 grand to do this.
You
Thoughts about this on
absolutely
the
could.
podcast. Yeah.
So my daughter goes, that's a great idea, Dad. Let's do that.
Have you ever been
shit.
to Have you ever been to Wembley, Dad?
Yeah. So
I caught your bluff.
that's precisely what happened. So I was like, look. So I signed up for the pre-order for Milan, Italy, Dublin, Ireland, and Switzerland. And you know, you have to win that first lottery just to get the code to even get into the queue.
Just to get in the queue.
You know what I mean? So you have to win 2 lotteries
Nuts.
to get the damn fucking tickets. So I put in for all 3 of these because the Tour de France is happening
we
in
know.
France in July. So I was
Bingo.
like, if I could do one of these. So I looked, and it was like Switzerland, so maybe I catch an Alp stage because that was actually a little later in July.
Yeah.
Ireland, because it's just before July, so then I could just pop over to France.
Right.
When's the Isle of Man? Just
Then
side note.
that just happened, I think.
The Isle of Man just did happen.
That would be sick.
It just
Right, but that's right off the
Or
side.
it's recent.
So you could
Yeah.
have done that.
So I'm looking at all these and Milan because Milan was a little bit later into
Right.
July. So I was like, we should look at these 3 venues. So we signed up for all of them, and unfortunately, Milan we didn't get a code. Switzerland we didn't get a code, and then all of a sudden Dublin was like, "You have a code." I was like, "Oh, okay." So then this morning I had to like run the numbers because I was like, "Oh, 10 o'clock." My wife was like, "This is easy. You get up at 10 and like do it." And I was like, "Hold on, are they like 5 hours?" It was 11 o'clock. And I was like, "Are they like 5 hours behind us?" And then I look and they're like, "You can get in the queue 30 minutes before sales start." So at like 5:15 this morning, I'm cracking my eyes. So I haven't eaten in 3 days. Haven't had coffee, haven't had nicotine, no alcohol. I'm just like, I get up at 5:15 this morning and like I get in the queue at 5:30 and I'm like, all right, I'm in. Like in the waiting room. And then they were like, you're 67,526 in line.
Isn't that awful?
And I'm like,
off.
boy, for a 51,000 seat stadium, I was like, I guess I'm not going to get a ticket. And so I sat there and I waited.
Man. I know this.
And it just kept going and going, and now it's ticking down and ticking down. It's been an hour and a half, and now I'm getting close. And all of a sudden, like the last little bit's like moving fast. Like these people are like going in and like fuck you, and they're leaving and they're not buying. So I'm like, well, that's fucking interesting. Why is everybody not buying? And then like the little like crawler comes up, and they're like, tickets are very limited, but VIP is still available. And I'm like, well, that actually suits me just fine.
Oh man.
All of a sudden it clicks over, and like I get in. I'm like, okay, here we go. And it's like all the VIP packages and then like scattered seats in like no man's land.
Right.
And I'm like, well, let's shop VIP, motherfuckers.
Did you tell
Dude.
me you got it?
I got it.
Yes.
I have tickets to see Taylor Swift next June, late June, in Dublin, Ireland.
Oh, when's the Isle of Man? I know you looked it up.
Well, I looked it up, but not for next year.
Well, it usually runs around the same time, so it might
So I
be
mean, I'm
similar.
like June 28th or June 29th. Like I got tickets to fucking Dublin, Ireland.
Hell yes.
Yes, and then like they had all these different tiers, and this is like the worst part. Like I'm looking at like, so I've got the Mirror UK up over here, and like I'm reading like, what do these tiers even have? And like the top tier is like reserved seating, like right down front, but it's like exorbitant amounts of money, and I'm like, yeah, that's not saving me as much money as I was hoping to save. And then like I'm going down the tiers, and I'm noticing there's like a tote bag. That's like one of the
Right,
VIP things.
a tote
and like
bag.
the low VIP doesn't have the tote bag, and I'm like, well, I kind of want the tote bag. Like,
Sure.
Like all the other crap's like stupid, but like an
you
Air
get
Store
that?
tote bag would be dope.
June 8th, 2024.
Oh, you're missing it
I'm
by
gonna
20
miss it.
days.
Couldn't
miss
get there,
it.
but it's like June.
But so I ended up scoring like in like the VIP section in the stadium, which
That's
is like,
amazing.
You know what I'm saying? Like that club level stadium.
Oh,
that
yeah.
everything.
Between the upper and lower.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Dead
Yeah,
center.
because that's where you want to be. Because there's like
So how
less
many tickets did you actually get?
4.
So
Which
all
the
of you
family.
motherfuckers are going.
The whole family's going. The whole family's going. That was the most you could buy. Was 4. And I was like, that's fine because I pulled out way early for the 3rd.
So where will you fly into?
so many questions.
Right? Taylor's like, fuck it, I want to go. So where do you want to fly into? Like where will you fly into?
I got to fly directly into Dublin because that's the only way I can extend the trip to maybe get into the Tour de France. Now, if the
Okay.
Tour de France ends up starting somewhere else, it's going to be too difficult to pull
Yeah.
off.
There's
And I'll just say fuck it and come in early because honestly, it's a far better trip to drag teenage girls to like a trip where you drag them through with a promise of Taylor at the end.
Yeah.
Versus like blow your nut on day 2 and
Sure.
then get dragged around Europe with your parents while they drink for like 12 days.
Would you do the Tour de France by yourself?
Yeah. If I had to.
So that might be that could be an option.
Do you want someone to go with you? I mean,
I'll meet you in France.
I like the way Taylor's looking at me here.
Taylor knows.
Because
I'm there.
Taylor would be my guy that like we could be shirts off running through the Alpe
Oh,
d'Huez.
fuck yeah, we would be.
Yes.
Like really tearing it up.
Screaming German slurs.
Because what I can't,
yeah.
because what I can't do with them is like drive up, because they'll close down those roads in the mountain stages days before.
Yeah.
I would love to like drive up and post up and just camp.
Just camp.
And just drink great French wines.
Sure. You're painted like a Dutch flag on your whole entire body.
I'm going all American.
All I'm picturing is the first Peloton crash, and Taylor and Brenda are just standing there like,
Sorry.
we thought we could high five them.
You're painting my dreams.
I want to get up. The dream is to get up in the mountains and dress up as a giant hypodermic needle and chase the fucking because no one's done it. Everyone does the pants down. They do the devil. They do Santa.
Yeah.
They do all the things. No one's dressed up as a giant hypodermic needle.
Yeah.
You could
I'm
do
Greg
that.
LeMond, damn it.
You could do.
No, Greg LeMond was clean.
Oh, he was clean. Yeah.
Damn it,
Sure
everybody.
he was.
He was clean.
Here comes the doper. Start running.
Yeah, I started like sticking that like education team that's all anti-dope to keep like thrusting my head at them.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's an inside joke for Tour de France people. Only Tour de France people would get that, but I chased the pink jerseys.
Oh, that's the best.
You
It
do
would
that.
take a real fan to
I'll
know what
dress
the
up
hell
like
I'm
a
saying.
blood bag.
Oh my God, we could be doping. Right. My shirt would say dope and your shirt would say ing. It would be so much fun. We're going to make
There
so
you
many
go.
friends.
You got it.
Sponsored by EF. We'll be fine.
You guys are connected by IV lines, just like running down the street.
Oh my God! Yeah, if we're carrying like the little like the pole with the wheels on it. With the IV bag. That would be. They would cut us off the air so quick. They were like, "We're going to commercial." No, I don't know. No, I've always wanted to go to the Tour de France. All jokes aside. So I'm hoping I can pull this off. But as of this morning, I have a little under a year to save a shit ton of money.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get my ass over there, and then hopefully catch at least a stage. I don't want stage one.
Yeah.
I really want a mountain stage, but
You
with
want the
family.
speed trial? No.
With a
Yeah,
family,
you got
I
2
don't-
weeks before a stage trial. After, I mean, like if it's early June,
But you
it's
never know.
It's mid June, but before they get to the mountains.
No, but it's July, so they usually start like the 2nd or 3rd of July, and then the dream would be there on Bastille Day, whatever.
Yeah.
That's the crazy one. That's where everybody, like even the kids, are drunk. You know?
I mean, you have 21 stages. You could hit one.
That's
at
what I'm
least.
saying. I just want to fly out of Paris if I have to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, super cheap. That's what I'm doing
Yep.
in
So-
April.
Yeah. No,
So-
I mean that's the move.
To try and, because I know this is not the cheapest trip that you're probably planning in the world, but I was talking to my girlfriend, and she flies all the time. And there's this thing that people have been talking about in her company, and it's if you download a VPN from a country that is socioeconomically not on par with the U.S., and you book
The most awkward, politically correct way to say it, like a third world or a poor
Right.
country. But you're gonna say
But if you get a VPN from a third world country and use that VPN to book a Delta flight from Richmond to Pittsburgh, the pricing's less because they assume that you're working in those dollars.
brilliant.
Oh man,
Like it's a game changer.
that
So
has
Stu-
definitely just changed how my
gonna
European
say.
12-day trip is
Stu,
gone.
what country would you recommend as dirt poor, backwards people?
You just got to figure out where your VPN's being hosted.
I'm just trying to figure out where your racist ass believes all the pores are.
Now we could
Somalia?
It's so
you didn't have to do that. You could. You should not. Why would you do that,
You could have
Stu?
just left it alone.
And you could have picked
Because I keep getting these
Ukraine.
I keep
I
getting these
love,
emails.
I love that he thought where are pirates?
Well, it's the guy that keeps sending the email that says I'm a long lost prince and won $1,000 million.
Hey, that's my uncle.
right.
You're related.
That was fantastic.
Oh my God!
It's
You
the
really-
bourbon.
he
I've only
really
had a half
answered
a
it.
sip of bourbon, but damn.
Did you finish it?
You did now.
Just now.
Oh, I finished
the
a
flame
bourbon and whatever this ridiculous drink
Sweet
fucking
tea.
Taylor made me.
I mean, I'm
My
about to
whole-
make another one, so.
My whole face is numb. No, could we just have a deli and just calm down for a
I can do
second?
that.
But I'm serious. You should look into it. I would look into it and see if you could find a VPN that's somewhere that's, not on par. Because the
what VPN would be like? Poor.
I mean, the world. What is it?
Two filter for that?
2 O's, no you.
Yeah, because if you make
Thank you.
If you make $37,000 a year, you're in the top 1% of the world economic income.
I'm almost there.
$37,000 a year, and you're top 1% in the world. Uh-oh. Did we do this?
No, I've never seen that many hibiscus plants.
No.
This is the Lagunitas Island Beats Tropical IPA. It says it's refreshing with juicy citrus notes, which makes it a dime a dozen. Quite literally.
It also says tasty little ditty.
Okay.
On the left.
Diddy's one I don't see often.
Yeah.
Outside of Ciroc vodka.
5%.
Taylor gets the joke. See, I'm playing to the 25%.
It's true.
Oh, my goodness. The breeze is right. Just right.
When your jeans get tight.
The band's playing way across the cove. Sounds like they're right next door.
All right, well, let's try this Lagunitas Island Beats. I'm glad I chose a 5% alcohol beer on account of you guys.
Squeezed pineapple, mangoes, and passion fruit.
I'm so sick of people putting passion fruit in beers.
Oh man, we had a drink tonight that had passion fruit in it. It was terrible.
The passion fruit's just
Absolutely awful.
This has an earthy flavor.
Yeah, this tastes like passion fruit.
Is passion fruit earthy? By earthy, I mean dirt.
Yeah, it's got a little dryness to it. So passion fruit is not necessarily sweet. So it's got a little dry hint to it.
That is the passion fruit. That's definitely the passion fruit.
Well,
This beer does everything right and nothing right.
all at one time.
This beer somehow manages to have a little bit of campfire, which I don't understand.
Yeah, for a summer beer, it does not. It doesn't taste like a summer beer.
It's got a little like,
Like a fall.
right?
It's
How weird is that?
It's very fall-ish.
Huh. Well, that's fun.
I like the hazy, though.
I like when a
doesn't-
beer lies to me.
It doesn't leave that. It lies to me. Doesn't leave that taste in the back of my mouth.
Flavor.
It reminds me of this girl that said that was a virgin, and that she was definitely not a virgin when she.
Yeah. Yeah. Weird, because you're 62. Right. And 3 kids.
That's why it kind of looks
How'd
like
you pull that off, Mary?
Right.
That's why it kind of looks like the dog on the cover's winking at you. Yeah.
The funny thing is, I don't hate this beer. Like, I actually like it, but I keep finding fault with it. It's actually, third sip.
Yeah, it's
Boy. That just cleaned up.
it's getting better, but not.
There is a hint of fart.
There's definitely something wrong with this.
You guys lubed him up pretty good, didn't you?
Oh, we did.
You took care of it.
A little reach round.
It's the fact that I've literally been up since like 5 or something in the morning.
But you are now a Swiftie.
I was going to say the same thing.
You're now a Swiftie.
Game on. Bracelet.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad
We
at
can
it.
definitely label you as a Swiftie now.
Do you need us to make you a bracelet?
The girls are all over the bracelets.
Okay.
They're
Yeah,
going to be
both
making
my-
the bracelets.
And
My
the
girl
girls,
bought
the girls know, right? The girls know they're going to Ireland to see Taylor Swift.
As of 7:30 when we kicked in their door and started screaming.
What was that reaction like?
The funny thing is my daughter comes in at 5:30 because she's like ready to help me.
Right.
Oh.
And so like she like walks in my room and she's like, Dad. And I've got both screens up. So, like I got my glasses on. I'm like, don't talk to me. We're doing work. I was like, come over here.
Coffee now.
And she's like, all right, where's my laptop? And I was like, it turns out if we have multiple browsers open with the same account, it could cause glitches. They're really trying to crack down because they learned so much from the North American issue. The European one's buttoned up. In fact, they even went so far as like when I did the American one, I got into the Atlanta. I'd put out for multiple. And then when we went in, it was all like 3 nights happened at once. And like it just went. Now they've learned to stagger it. They were like 2 hours later,
Yeah.
we'll open up the Saturday show, and 2 hours later, we'll open the Sunday show.
Yeah.
So, like, I just happened to win on the Friday.
So-
and when I got to the VIP, I was like, come on, that's good enough for me.
What's crazy is my girlfriend's daughter, she's like part of the Taylor Swift fan group. She did the whole thing. Got on the wait list, pre-tickets, trying to get everything done. And when Ticketmaster crashed, or when the whole thing crashed,
Screwed everything up.
She got screwed out of it. And then 3 months later, which was probably like 2 months ago,
She got the email?
They called her, or they emailed her.
Yeah, good.
And they said, hey, we apologize. We know that you were doing everything right. Here's 2 tickets at face value. And she went to East Rutherford for $400
That's good.
for
Jeez.
the 2 tickets. And then, my daughter they got in the secondary market and they had 4 tickets. And they paid like not quite $4,000.
So they were like 200.
And the crazy thing was, is both my daughter and Aaron's daughter were sitting in the same same area.
Yeah, that's the crazy.
I mean,
thing.
2 nights
That's what
apart,
I'm
but the
saying.
same area.
So
The price difference was.
I paid like 150 more British pounds. Fuck those imperialist fucks. Get out of Ireland. So I had to pay like 150 pounds more to get the VIP, and I was like, "That's fine."
Wait. Not euros? Ireland's not on euros? They're on pounds still?
Brexit,
Yep.
Okay.
Part
and
of it.
unfortunately, Ireland's still held down by the fucking man.
They are.
Even though they only have any claim to Northern Ireland. Oh, don't get me started. Fuck these people.
What's your last name?
Oh, Kennedy. I am so. I get very frustrated with this. Just let
So
them be independent.
maybe we should talk about this beer.
Yeah, that would be a much more pleasant conversation.
Let's talk about this beer.
I mean, it might be.
What does this do? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, British pound. That's just aggressive drunk pushing. I'm the producer now.
Look at me.
All right, so Stu, I want you
gonna
to
give
start.
it. So right off the
Yeah.
bat, I do like the color scheme, the marketing, the dog with this whole spot thing. That's kind of great. I like what they got going on.
It's a great
real-
looking. It's a good looking
I'm
can.
glad
It
that
is
you went with
Lagunitas.
the dog.
Spudge the puppy.
Yeah, Spudge McKenzie. It's Lagunitas. It's growing on me the more I drink. Like I'm halfway through.
Absolutely.
And I'm losing that initial passion fruit dryness. I
Yeah.
would think halfway through. So I like hazies. I wouldn't reach it, so I go 3.
Yep.
Threes. Okay.
Man, it's solid.
I got
Do you have
funny
a? I know that you are a part of a local brewery.
thing. A Kindred
Would you?
Spirit.
The
shout
Kindred
out.
Spirit. Yeah. Shout out to those guys. So, do you have a? Is there a beer on tap that is very similar to this?
No,
Well,
I don't think so.
juicy notes. So we use a lot of Citra. We use a lot of Mosaic.
Let's just rattle off hops.
I know. I'm just saying the on tap
I'm
that's
aggressively
similar.
drunk. I gotta back away from the mic.
Oh. Why'd you go outside?
Why are you backing towards me?
We're gonna share a mic.
I mean, we got
Great.
we have something. It doesn't have the no. We don't use the fruits like
The
the
fruits,
passion
yeah.
fruits and the mango.
Right.
We use we do have a couple of beers where the hops come out with a grapefruit flavor, but there's no grapefruit involved.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, we don't have anything like this. This is just a lot of fruit happening.
but a 3.
Yeah, I give it a 3 because I don't know if I'd seek this out. If I was seeking it out, I'd go 3.5, but I'm not seeking it out.
All right, Taylor.
It's fair.
I mean, I know I like an IPA hazy.
You
and
love,
I
yeah.
do, compared to you. But I poured this into a cup because I wanted to see how hazy it was. It is hazy. I mean, it doesn't lie by the can. It
Sure.
is hazy, but it's a light hazy.
Yeah,
it's not.
yeah.
It's not very.
We call that a lazy.
Yeah, lazy. I will tell you, I'm not a big fan of passion fruit at all. The marketing's good. It's a good looking can. I don't know if I ordered this, if I would actually take it. So,
Oh shit!
Yeah.
That's not.
Yeah.
A
I
good
mean, that's
sign.
the thing. It's not a good sign. If I saw this on a board and said, "Hey, I'll take a taste of that," I probably wouldn't end up with this drink.
Yeah.
Mainly because it promotes like this tropical, like hazy IPA. I'm not getting it as much. And so I'm not saying it's unpalatable or undrinkable, right? Because I've drank all of it but
Yeah.
probably give it a 2.5.
2.5.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And not to get away from the question, but Tropical Express at Kindred Spirit is a true hazy. It's a higher ABV.
Correct.
And it's
like
not
7.5, right?
Yeah, and it's not using any of the
But
fruit.
Tropical Express, I love.
Yeah, that's a good.
Exactly.
That's a
And-
good one. It's got a nice little like bite on the back end.
Yeah, but it doesn't. This because of the low ABV, you're finishing off with some flavors that you're not going to get in a regular one.
You want me to go? Or you want you to go?
Oh, I mean, you can go.
I'll be glad to go.
Yeah.
So, this beer on the front end, when I first had a couple tastes of it, I got like a weird smokiness, and then that went away. And then it turned into a little bit of like fartiness, which was a little odd. But the whole time, it was like agreeable. Do you know what I mean? And now that I'm like 3/4 of the way through it, which is embarrassing to say, 'cause I'm already hammered, it goes down super smooth.
It does.
Like,
Yeah,
it goes down-
I'll give you that.
Super smooth.
Yeah.
So there's an initial shock when going from whatever the hell, bourbon and sweet tea thing.
Bourbon, rum.
It's actually like super easy to drink. And if I had to like classify it, I would say that it actually shows up almost like a Founders All Day IPA, and as far as how light it is.
Yeah.
But it has a little more flavor, a little more pop, but it doesn't do anything exceptionally well. But I can't give it a 2.5 because it's not disagreeable at this point. Like I've gotten past the kind of that weird part, and now I'm kind of enjoying it. So I'm just gonna net out at a 3
Okay.
because it's better than an average beer, but it's not good enough to win a
It's
deli
not-
in my approximation.
I'm kind of along the same kind of thinking with this. The first sip or two, I was like, man, this something's up. The passion fruit, the dryness didn't work. The other thing too, there is like that aroma. There's something funk about it, right? And so most IPAs, I think,
It almost has like a sour smell.
yeah, it has a sour smell.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, and it's unusual for an IPA
To have that.
to have that. So I'm gonna go along with Taylor. 2.5, I think, is where I am. It's not a bad beer. It's not a great beer. It's a beer that I'll finish this. I mean, I'm 3/4 of the way through, and it's
Yeah.
getting better. But maybe
Yeah.
it's because our palates are changing.
Well,
Just
I
like
mean,
when you start drinking
but I
bourbon.
think all of us agree
I
that
give
we
it I gave it a 3 because I'm giving it a half for the actual marketing.
Oh yeah, so
That's where-
so you enjoy the marketing part.
I give it a 3 because it's very easy to drink
And
after a little bit.
But
I
there are
think that it ended up at a 2.5 with a 3, so it's going to net out at like a 2.75.
yeah, we're going to be a
I
2.75
actually think
with this.
that's probably the perfect score for it.
It is because this is a great. I mean, if you like a cool looking can and you want to carry it around, you have it for parties. This is easy drinking for a lot of people.
But just know you're a dumbass. No, not you. I'm saying
Right,
if you're,
right.
You're
But you-
walking around because you just want to look cool. It's like, yeah, Heineken looks cool too.
Right.
Heineken will
Absolutely.
do just fine.
Sorry, that's Dumas.
Sorry.
When you're
Sorry.
when you're over there with the Tour de France,
Stu, is Taylor making you an iced tea?
he said he's like, do you like sweet tea? It's
I
like,
am.
well, I'm from Louisiana, of course I do.
You know a great beer that just got canceled this year or this week?
Dude,
Which one?
Anchor.
Anchor Steam.
Really?
Well, not canceled. I shouldn't use that term.
Yeah, so not yet. So I not canceled, but they actually are.
Who bought them? Sapporo?
No. Well, Sapporo did own them, but they.
No, but that's who bought them, right? Like
No.
like 4 or 5 years ago, someone a conglomerate
a
bought
conglomerate did buy them, and
I
then
believe
now they
it's
closed
Sapporo.
up. Yeah.
them. And unfortunately, Anchor Steam is now going the way of the dodo.
They are.
they have shut it down, and it got so bad. So Anchor Steam, if anyone doesn't know, Anchor Steam is probably one of the original craft beers.
It's stupid good, right?
Of all craft beers. Like they were one of the first ones in America, which is funny because we can be like, it's like 100 years old, and like that's so American because we're just so young.
So where was Anchor Steam originally based out of?
San Francisco.
That's right. Okay. So then they've been around forever, and then they got bought out, and now they're just saying we're not selling anything, and so we're going to shut it down.
We knew there was a problem when last year they didn't release their Christmas ale, which is like Anchor Steam is their flagship beer, like the lager is their flagship beer.
Which I've had.
And then last year, all of a sudden, the Christmas ale didn't come out, and they always do a commemorative release, and we've actually reviewed the Christmas ale on the podcast. We weren't huge fans, unfortunately.
Details.
Yeah, but it was one of the first craft beers. It was one of the first beers that was doing the Christmas ales. They were doing all these things. They were doing them so well. And then last year, after Sapporo bought them, they didn't release it. And the reason that Sapporo said was because, well, making the unique label and all the stuff, it's actually just a very cost prohibitive. And it's like, that's what makes you special. Is like they used to sell the Christmas ale in magnums.
Yeah.
Like giant bottles, and people would seek it out and buy it and bring it to the Christmas parties and stuff.
I would imagine that just like a lot of brewers, okay, so the official Anchor Steam may be killed and nixed.
No, they're shutting down the whole brewery.
I understand that, but there are going to be plenty, probably, and somebody will take off with it that remakes the recipe, says this is...
So it's funny that you even say that because Ray had brought this to my attention like a week ago.
Yeah.
And I was blown away. I read the article and I was like, I can't believe they're shutting down Anchor Steam. But tonight, he told me that the people who work there are actually trying to like crowdsource a bunch of money to actually reopen it under new ownership. So like Sapporo's saying we're shutting it down.
Yeah.
And they're saying, no, we'll bring it back.
The problem is if Sapporo says we own the rights to the recipe and then you have to change it a hint.
Well, if they're shutting it down, then they have to let it go, right? Or do you have to still buy the whole trademark and all that?
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't believe how much time.
Well, couldn't we just spell it with a K instead of a CH?
Probably, and then you have to. I mean, you'd be surprised how much time the Kindred actually spends making sure that when they label something, it hasn't been trademarked, sourced, anything like that.
Really?
Oh God, yeah. I mean, the ownership at Kindred is constantly fighting over. Which we have, but everybody keeps to use the word day drinking, and we got it. And there's beers all over this country that say, "Oh yeah, this is a day drinker," or
So you guys own day drinking?
Well, you have to get the trademark for the label,
but
for the name.
Do you have the trademark?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So there's
That's kind of a huge W.
Yeah, I mean, well, and it's constant, and because people are like, "Oh yeah," because Headspace, Tropical Express. I mean, they're great names, but
they're common.
They can be, but
at a certain point, though, it just becomes public.
Yeah, because we have a great beer that's called Marigold Wheat Ale, and it's our version of a Belgian Blue Moon, and it has coriander and orange already in it. So instead of putting that orange peel on top of your Blue Moon, it's just already there.
Well played.
So, but that's our sidetrack, but yeah.
Well, Anchor Steam's unfortunately shutting down. But Ray, you have some. Do you think that the people who work there actually any shot at buying this?
No, I really don't. I think what happens is that the employees have this delusions of grandeur, if you will. There's so much money that needs to go into taking that brand and taking it away.
I mean, it's
from Sapporo.
It's the OG.
It is the OG, and so what happens is that Sapporo or whoever owns them, right?
Is it not Sapporo? Why do you keep hedging my bets?
So I have no idea. But so what's going to happen is
motherfucker right here. Now I got to look it up. You're going to make me do some fucking research.
Oh no.
Yeah, look it up. Yeah, I mean, you can
look up what?
Who owns Anchor?
Who owns Anchor Steam?
So whoever owns Anchor Steam, so those guys they're probably okay with losing this and will recoup that in taxes, if you will,
Right.
in losses, and not have to worry about employees taking it over. So they're going to do 1.5x.
All right, can we stop?
So it is
can we
Sapporo,
stop
yeah.
questioning everything I'm
So
saying?
it's great. Right. So Sapporo owns it. So they would rather lose this brand because they're not making a profit than have an employee that buys it at whatever the cost is.
Right.
Because they can get 1.5x on that for taxes, for losses.
So it's better off just to take that.
It's better off to take the loss.
And then, but then after something like that goes into arbitration, like the losses happen, like then how difficult is it to?
Not very. So what somebody can do, I mean, even
So that's the better move. They need
so
to
that's
sit.
the better. Let it go. Let it
Because I
have
think
at
that
it.
has enough staying power.
Sure.
It's been here for 100-some years.
Correct. So just to let you guys know, Toys R Us is coming back. I mean,
Yeah.
so that's it.
I did see that.
Which is nuts.
So that's what happens in these businesses. Like Toys R Us went. Employees tried to buy it, didn't happen. So everything went. They finished the Chapter 7 or whatever 13.
But it's
Spirit
the
moves
20-year
in.
cycle.
Yeah,
It's
right.
the 20-year
And so now somebody
generational
said
cycle.
we're going to open them back up, and so now Toys R Us is back open, and they're in smaller shops, but you have the name, and it's more valuable now than it was, 3 years ago when they all were closing down stores.
Ray, good for you. Good for them.
Good for me. Yes, absolutely. I love when a Toys R Us closes.
You do.
Bed Bath & Beyond,
You're a
Tuesday
fucking
morning.
retail vulture.
Dude.
Out of respect.
So I will
That
announce
wasn't
it.
disrespect.
I will announce it on the podcast. I have a. Oh man! Just today, I found out that I got a new space in Richmond,
Come on.
and it's a business going out.
Home goods. No, just kidding.
Steinmart.
Orvis.
Orvis?
The Orvis.
Just on the other side of the river?
So the Orvis store at Shore Pump is going out,
I was
and we're
gonna say,
taking
it has to
their
be
space.
Henrico.
You're
I could
gonna
have told you that.
Shore
I could have
Pump
told you
Town
that as soon as Cabela's came in.
Yeah, Sue's Cabela's. But listen,
Yeah, no shit.
right.
That's
So they're in.
true.
So we're gone.
Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's have the cheapest, best quality stuff
absolutely.
you can get.
Right.
But you know what? It's great for those guys, but really good for me.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm
exactly.
picking up the Orvis space right in like the main space at Shore Pump Town Center. Holy shit balls!
That's
To those
great,
who
man.
haven't been listening for a long time, Ray represents Spirit Halloween.
I do.
So, which we all know is the
only half the time of
vulture.
the year. So that when you are offended, it's not that half.
Yeah,
There you go. No, you're doing a good thing.
50%.
No,
Right,
no, no.
50%.
You're
Yeah,
pumping
exactly.
economy into dead space.
I am.
Actually, you're like the Robin Hood,
Oh, I love that.
fucking the retail world.
Yeah,
Like, let's
I
be
am.
honest.
Yeah.
You're a good man.
And I take unemployed workers from all
John.
across the country and bring them in.
Taylor's better at this than me. You just need a couple more rounds, dude. You're gonna be the best. The best, I tell you.
Do you need an old fashioned or something?
No, I need fucking nothing.
Are you sure?
So real
I
quick,
do.
I got you.
real quick, I got to ask Taylor, what did you make me here? And for the first time, I have to tell you, I don't like peach. I can taste the peach in this, and this is really good.
Is that sweet tea?
It is.
It's
No.
Is it a peach
It's
tea,
ludicrous.
or is it a peach?
I mean,
schnapps.
Look, it is peach schnapps, yes. But it's an ounce and a half to 2 ounces, depending on your bartender. You got the ounce and a half. 101 wild turkey rye and half an ounce peach. And
The
top it up
secret
with-
ingredient.
yeah, top it up with 0 sugar, sweet tea. That's it.
Gold Peak, if you want to get
Gold Peak,
technical.
yeah,
Yeah,
if you
it
want to
showed-
get
yeah,
technical.
Like
yeah,
that, it was so weird. He showed me this bottle of Gold Peak, and he's like, "Do you like tea?" I was like, "Yeah, but I don't want to drink the bottle because there's obviously some missing out of it." You already
Yeah.
had- I didn't realize he was using
It's
it
a
to make a
mixer.
mixture.
Yeah, it's a mixer.
I was like, "Here, want a half-used bottle of peach
No.
tea?" Or
Yeah,
It's
so-
fantastic.
we are
It's just 1.5 bourbon,
Yeah.
half schnapps, right? Peach schnapps.
peach schnapps.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
a little sweet
and
tea.
then a little of that Gold Peak.
0 sugar.
Zero
Gold
sugar
Peak.
tea.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Listen, I'm
Check,
from
please.
I'm from I'm from Chattanooga, Tennessee. I know that Brendan likes some easy cocktails,
yeah.
and
I do. I like 3 ingredients tops. If you want to put
I gave you a 3.
mint in it, that's fine. And that's actually exactly what I'm going to do to this. I'm going to put mint in it.
that's a good point. Yeah.
No, the next time, because I can do 3 ingredients
I have a Sprite.
with
I have a Sprite in there.
garnish.
I do have a Sprite in there.
Why are
Where
you?
would you put
Why
Sprite?
are you snapping
I have another
fingers and getting
cocktail.
excited?
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
text Ray.
Oh, you guys are talking sidebar conversation.
Oh, yeah. So
Okay.
whatever you need.
I do need to bring up a listener topic.
Oh, I'd love that. Well, so Taylor's going to make a cocktail.
Is it my wife's email? Because I can leave.
Literally the only email I got this week.
Okay, I'm good.
So I do.
I
have
sent you an email.
You're a host.
I know, but I still sent you a topic.
I get it.
But it's not a listener. I still
But
listen.
listener, do you understand how you engage with the listeners?
I understand.
This is how you do this. You bring up the topics that the listeners bring up. That way they stay engaged. Because if you don't, they go like this. What a bunch of arrogant pricks.
Yeah. Producing 101.
I do not want to be an arrogant prick. So I want to bring it up because I looked down and I saw, wait, these fuckers don't deserve any more time. And then I thought, oh, wait, one does. One listener does.
What you
One
got? What you got?
listener.
Who's my favorite listener of the week?
Amanda Jet.
Amanda.
Okay.
I mean, so Amanda, I will tell you that Amanda and I have some sidebars. And it is...
She's kind of the best, but this is a biased opinion.
it's Taylor's wife. But Amanda says, what the fuck with Inside the Battle House? Sometimes.
So, compliment?
Yes, absolutely a compliment. She is our producer on Squeezing Lemons, just by the way.
Oh.
Shout
so
out.
Also in
Shout
the
out.
industry.
Oh, so in the industry. So she is our producer. She is the one who keeps us straight, if you will. It is very difficult at
Gotta
times.
take a lot of work. You
Oh my god!
CrossFit.
Yeah, last week. I mean,
She has a specific set of skills.
yeah, she does, and she uses them, and so she listens to you guys. Listens to Inside the Palace House, and she
And
is.
her review is, what the fuck is up with these guys?
What's up? What the fuck? Right? Like sometimes she's.
I would like to understand what that means.
Well, she enjoys the podcast, but she's like
Sometimes. No, I
sometimes,
heard
and
it sometimes.
she's like, wait, what is happening? Sometimes we come off the rails. We do go off the rails sometimes.
Here?
Oh yeah.
Well, there's
Clearly.
no. Are you expecting a script?
Oh yeah.
There
Yes.
is a script. You all
We
see
have a script,
it.
right? We do have a script,
But you're the only one that can read
But
your
we
handwriting.
do-
I have a doctor's handwriting and a child's brain.
but we do go off the rails. I appreciate Amanda. I mean, she's the smartest one of the bunch. She's got a doctorate.
I have a doctor's handwriting.
Right, that is very true.
I know a doctor.
Yeah. We all are doctorates.
I'm telling you, she's the smartest one of the bunch, and I listen to her all the time.
I promise you, I believe you because I don't know shit.
So
I
tell
have
me,
a microphone.
I would love to know what she said because Taylor, do you know what she said?
I do.
So there was an email that was sent in.
Okay.
And I'll present a scenario to you because it's easier than reading the email. Just present a scenario.
Okay.
So you go into a restaurant, right? And the sommelier or the bartender comes over, or the waiter comes over, and they say, "Would you like a glass of wine?" You look at the wine list, and you select that wine list, right?
Right.
Now they bring over the wine. And now the first thing they do is they pop the cork, and they hand it to you like you're going to do something with that fucking cork, right? Mm-hmm. Now you smell the cork because that's what you're supposed to do. And then they pour you a little taste of wine. And then you taste it, and you inevitably turn to them and go, "Yes, it's good." And then it gets passed around the table. And what she was asking was, is it a total douchebag move to be like, "This is trash because I just ordered a $50 to $100 bottle of wine," and send it back? And she's like, so what is the point of this particular moment in time when they hand you that little sip and that cork, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it total douchebag move to send it back? Now, I don't know the context of the situation it came from, but she was asking a question.
I do.
Well, yeah, because you were there.
Right.
Do you want to enlighten us on the context of this, or do you want me just to pontificate on what I know.
No, I'll enlighten us. So
I'm going to take a leak because I don't care.
Yeah, go for it.
Now you know why there's a what the fuck statement.
I was just hooking Amanda up with a true this motherfucker right here.
So we were out in a restaurant near here, and I ordered I think it was a $40 or $45 bottle of wine. It wasn't like.
Okay, so there's a $20-some bottle of wine if you go buy it at retail. Because
Exactly.
that's what you do. You mark it up 100%. I get
100%, yeah. And so we sat there, and the waiter, not sommelier, because they didn't have one there, poured the wine for me, and
Wrong button.
they poured it for me. I, swirled it, smelled it.
So you did what you think you're supposed to do.
Yeah,
Right.
looked at
Everybody-
the tannins.
yeah, you do all the things.
Did all the things, right? I listened to it even. No, just kidding.
And he's like, November was a good year.
Exactly.
That's a month.
You should buy a ticket now for the lottery. Anyways, so I tasted it and I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. I mean, I'll just bought this $45 bottle of wine, whatever. And my wife and I got in this discussion, and she said, what if you didn't like it? And I was like, I mean, if I really didn't like it, I mean, it's a $45 bottle of wine. I mean, it's not like horribly expensive, Like what
Expensive
we consider,
enough, though,
yeah.
that if it sucks, it sucks.
Yeah, I mean, true, but like, where is that dividing line?
But it's probably
Right.
still in that range
Is
where
it-
they
is
just
it-
recork.
is it-
They can recork it, put it in the refrigerator or somewhere, and still
Yeah,
sell
but
it by the
it's
glass.
funny that this came up.
Or do
'cause
they sell it by the glass?
I don't know.
I do have
So
a-
that's the thing.
I do have a lot. I do have like certain things that I do qualify as like problematic, right? So when they hand you the cork, the first thing I look for is how far the wine has bled through the cork.
That's because it didn't sit in the right way.
But if it bleeds through the cork and gets to the end, like the top end of the cork,
Yeah.
then air is getting back in.
Yeah,
Which
they
means
didn't do that.
No, but I'm saying, what I'm saying? These are the things. These are the only things that I would send a bottle of wine back for. Is what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah.
If you hand me the cork and it has bled all the way to the top,
Right.
that means that it has been exposed to air and it has not been stored properly, or the cork malfunctioned. And corks do, because they are a natural porous thing, and over time they will degrade.
Sorry, sir. This one's leaking.
The other one in
Yeah,
the middle.
but you know what?
Lime.
A good waiter and a sommelier, certainly, as soon as they pull the cork, if they see that,
They would know.
They would turn around and walk it back.
Yeah.
So if I was in a situation like that where I saw that it had bled all the way to the top and they didn't take it back, I would say this has air in it,
Yeah.
because that's factual. So that's the first thing I look for.
Right.
The other thing you smell on the cork is if it's vinegary.
Then it's turned.
Because if it's gotten vinegary, then it's been completely exposed. So that I am looking for. But if I taste it and it tastes like vinegar, then it has completely turned. Mm-hmm. And that's about the only thing that I would send it back for, is that if I actually taste like it's vinegar.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that means it has turned to the point that even a dumbass like me can go, it's fucked up.
It's something's
But
wrong with it, right?
Here's-
Yeah.
Here's my question, though. If it's a $30 bottle of wine, right?
No, vinegar is unacceptable. That's, what the fuck did you just make?
How even?
Fucking Taylor.
Okay.
This dude just makes drinks
But I
in the
think
wind.
where Taylor was going with this is, if it's a $125 bottle of wine,
Right
and you
away.
crack
Yeah,
the cork,
right away.
and it's
Right
all
away.
fine,
Yeah.
and you sip it, and you don't like it, what do you do?
Right.
Unfortunately, my line is, if it tastes like vinegar, if I can taste that vinegar taste,
Right.
then I know that it's been exposed on some level and it's not right. But that's the only note that I can taste where I would say it has turned, it has been exposed to air. It literally would be vinegar. Everything outside of that, I'm going to keep it, because just because I don't agree with it I have a difficult time sending it back because I may just not like it. But that's my line. If it's vinegar,
Yeah.
I'm like, this tastes like vinegar, and then I'll have that dude try it,
Yeah.
and then I will send it back.
But if it doesn't
I've
taste like-
never had it happen.
Okay. Even if it doesn't taste like vinegar, though, right?
And I don't like it?
And you don't like it. What price point, though, are you willing to say, like, take back this $40 bottle of wine versus like a $115 bottle of wine?
So that's very interesting because
You see what I'm saying, though?
like the more
it's-
expensive it gets, the more difficult it actually is for me to send back, which is counterintuitive. Because if I'm
Right.
spending more, I should truly enjoy this.
Right.
But if it's a $200 bottle of wine, right, and I sip it and I'm like, this sucks, but it doesn't taste vinegary, I'm going to have to be like, this is
right.
good. Like, I feel like I
Right.
have to keep it.
And that's where her question come from, because it wasn't that we didn't like the bottle of wine that we ordered that night, because it was fine.
But
Right.
it was a question of what if.
But
What
we
if,
asked,
right? Yeah.
What if?
So
Right.
my wife and I are yin and yang. And if you, I subscribe to the theory that yin and yang actually works together to create perfection. So
Right.
I like that she actually probably would if she, at a $40 or $50 bottle of wine, if she tasted it and she was like, this isn't good, she would literally be like,
Right.
that's not good.
Yeah.
I believe she would.
Right.
And I'd drink just about anything. I'd be like, Wild Irish Rose? Don't mind if I do.
Right. So when you're like, if you're 2 cocktails in and you order a bottle of wine,
Right.
and it's just right over the edge and it's vinegary, it's $30. You're like, well, fuck it.
Could
Right? I'm
not,
going to
yeah.
take it. But if I'm going to spend 50, 60 bucks.
Vinegar, the vinegar taste, that is the one. No, that's
mean,
the one where I will be like,
Agreed.
you
I
taste
agree,
it. I'll be
yeah.
like, you taste it.
Okay, so if it's a bad wine, but if it's a wine that you just don't like,
You can buy a
that's
$500
different.
bottle of wine and it could have turned. If it does get air in it, it will
All right,
turn
so
into vinegar.
I think
that's a fact.
right. So
That's
I do
the taste. That's
right.
what I'm
So
saying.
I do believe that. Right. So if it's turned, it's okay. But if you don't fucking like it, that's the question.
But that's your
Right.
problem. That's
Are
a
you
you
sure?
problem.
Are you sure?
But is it?
Well,
Yeah, you chose the wine like an asshole.
But I think there's
Exactly.
I think you got to suck it up.
right. I agree to that, but I think there's a price point in a bottle of wine where the restaurant or the server or the sommelier says, you've just ordered a bottle of wine for X price. You should probably know what you're getting, and the only way you're going to send it back is if it has turned. Otherwise, you're all in on a $250
No, that's
bottle
what I'm
of wine.
saying.
Take-
Right.
But at that point, does the sommelier taste the wine themselves and say, like, no, fuck you? Or is it
So that's
Okay,
actually the beauty
blindly.
of a sommelier. If you
You
have
see
a
what I'm saying?
sommelier, you'd be like, try that and tell me if it's right.
I mean, that's true, too.
Because the sommelier
I
can
respect
pick up
that.
on a million notes.
I respect
Depends.
that.
I mean,
There's only so
Well, no,
many
what you
sommeliers
do-
in the world.
Yes, but what you should do is you should
let's
bring-
talk about like
you should bring
sommelier
in-
label.
We're not going to those restaurants. Let's be honest.
Well, I wouldn't use the restaurant sommelier. I'd bring a third-party independent with me, and you just sit there and be on my side.
Fuck you gonna call it Doucher? You're gonna fucking text Doucher and like they show up. Like, I don't have that app.
I don't want to deal with the inside house sommelier because he's all about selling and getting the
Oh,
product out
that's
there.
all he wants to do is sell.
We need a
We need to
third-party,
create that app.
like, negotiator.
Oh, yeah.
You like call in.
I'll be there in 10 minutes.
I'm gonna check my sommelier app, and that motherfucker comes in, tastes it, goes,
Taylor's coming in.
Billy,
Taylor from Squeezing Lemons is coming in.
I've
He's
tasted
right,
this
right,
wine,
yeah.
and I determine
exactly.
send it back.
Send it back.
Dude, we just created a whole new business model.
Exactly.
Yeah, Doucher.
Well,
Doucher.
I see.
That's my favorite.
I see 4 potential
I would
employees.
love to have a doucher app, and they come in, and they're like that motherfucker. You hit the doucher app, and this dude shows up dressed well, and you tell him you're a James Beard chef,
Right.
or you're a fucking sommelier, and that dude shows up and tastes it and goes trash, and then
I'm
you're
out.
like, well, I contacted my expert, and he said this was trash.
Doucher.com.
Doucher. I need a doucher app badly. I'm sorry, this is a turkey dog.
Swipe left, swipe right.
Yeah, well, there's that.
Yeah. All right. So to Amanda's question, we need doucher.
Yeah.
There's
There's a third party.
There's the guy
Third
you
party
tap
app.
in.
Third
You
party
tap in
app, yeah.
doucher, and he comes in, or she, and
Or she. Yeah.
douches the situation.
Douche.
Exactly.
I have this certification from such and such, and this is bullshit. We're sending it back. Thank you, doucher. Sorry, sir.
That was
That was
handy.
trash.
Man.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Unlike the food critic, when the doucher walks in the restaurant and goes, we don't care.
Yeah, you
Whatever.
see, the beauty of doucher is they lie and they say whatever you want.
Right.
You give them the qualifications.
Well, that's why they pay $19.99 a month.
Yeah.
You just tell them what you want. I don't want this wine. It's $19.99.
This is perfect for like the person
Yeah.
who's like who can't like argue with somebody.
Yeah.
You're like they just text doucher real quick, and your buddy shows up in a fucking black tux, just walks in and
got
goes,
like a little sign.
"Hi, I'm a sommelier in from France, and I was just visiting my friends here." What is up with this wine? This is trash. That was Camus's worst year.
So, because Troy said it, he doesn't like to be the man. He could use the app all the time.
Oh.
No, we should get this for the antisocial people. They got social anxiety. They can't say no to something. Hit your doucher app, give them the qualifications, and they just show up and they look very respectable.
It doesn't even have to be wine. It could be anything.
You're like, it's
That's
not
what I'm
me.
saying.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
yeah,
me. It's
yeah.
the doucher.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they come in and they present themselves as whatever.
Absolutely.
It is.
I love this.
Oh yeah, I'm from Meekum's Auto Auctions, and I was coming over here to look at this car, and no, fuck you.
Right.
You're
It
like,
is
oh,
not
guess I can't
worth
buy it.
$175,000.
Yeah, you just call in doucher. We need to start the doucher. app.
Calling the
Doucher.
You can use it for anything. They're either a James Beard award-winning chef, Michelin star rated chef.
Michelin star.
Why not?
It's
You know?
true.
They're a sommelier. They're fucking whatever it may be. You got a coworker. They're like, I'm the head of HR for such and such, and this is bullshit.
I don't like how this termination actually worked.
Yeah.
I think Amanda's answer is we need the douche wrap.
I mean, it's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say we were driving home, and she said, "What would you have done if you hated that wine?" Because they gave
It's
it
a
to
good
me.
question.
Because I ordered it, and I was like, I mean,
So he texted me.
yeah, and yeah, 100%.
Doucher.
I'm the doucher. I was totally the doucher that night. I was
yeah,
like, fuck
you
that.
You had me at Ray. It's a doucher.
She
I'd have
asked me,
showed up. I'd have showed up in a suit and said,
I mean,
"That's not
like-
good."
typical Thursday.
I'm sorry, but my doucher showed up, and based on your performance, your tip is only 10%.
I don't know what to tell you.
My doucher showed up.
It's hard to be a douche. So she asked me this, and I was like, it was $45 bottle of wine. I don't know, like, take it. I don't know. And she immediately, without me saying anything, said, "I'm going to email like Inside the Pallet House." Done.
I like that.
That was her first
Just
reaction was to email you.
I like that she thought, she was like, these guys are inconsistent as fuck. I'm going to reach out to them.
I mean, you know.
Why not?
Why not?
Right not? Yeah. And you
Well-
guys have tens of listeners, and we have ones of listeners.
It's true.
Can't argue with numbers.
She couldn't email us.
She could have just emailed us. She did, kind of.
It's fine.
I called my doucher, and I can't listen to your podcast anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm here from NPR, and your podcast is shit.
Fucking doucher.
It's all about the presentation.
Oh, God.
Like that, the doucher does have to show up in a black suit,
I will
like,
say,
like looking proper,
I will
like
say,
James Bond.
my wife is an avid listener, though, of Inside the Pallet House, and she even
God.
listens to our shit, and she posts this shit. But she listens to Inside the Pallet House all the time, and she's
That's
like,
unfortunate because she knows way too much about me.
And she
I
says,
mean, you know, it's
I've never
okay.
even met your wife, and she knows things that my wife doesn't know.
You should.
No, but that's kind of weird.
I mean, it's okay.
Actually, you should come on Squeezing Lemons.
You
I
should.
want to.
Oh
I
my
want
God.
to.
You
All right, done. Next episode. Let's go.
I want to.
Sunday. We're doing a Tour de France. We're doing a France episode.
Or
We've already done French
France.
75s.
No.
Brendan pronounces it France.
Yeah, so we're doing a.
Thank you.
You're
So
welcome.
obviously the Tour de France ends on Sunday.
Yeah.
So do you know where they end?
Always in Paris.
Yeah.
Correct, but like, what's the big what's the stage called?
Whereas the Arc de Triomphe is where you end.
Champs-Élysées.
Champs-Élysées,
Yep.
yes.
And there's
So
a
that's-
cocktail.
That's one of our
Oh,
favorite.
there's a Champs-Élysées cocktail?
Oh my God,
Yes.
it's one of our
Well,
favorite
no,
it's our
cocktails.
favorite.
It's one of
Yeah.
our favorite cocktails. So we're doing a Tour de France Champs-Élysées cocktail.
You have
podcast.
plans on Sunday, so
Oh, I know. I have crazy plans on Sunday, but now I'm kind of intrigued. Actually, the plan on this Sunday was spin class, ironic, Tour de France. Watch
normal.
the Tour de France. And
Come
then I was
over
actually
to-
going to record a podcast about the Scandals trip, but that's
nope.
Yeah, we're doing a podcast Sunday
Squeezing
night.
lemons. That's where
Squeezing
you're going
lemons.
to be.
Champs-Élysées. We're doing
what time will you guys do that?
cognac. It's to be a cognac 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking late.
I mean, 7, 6.
Oh, late for me on a Sunday?
How about
considering-
this? We'll apply to your time.
We will. If you want to come on, we'll apply to your time.
Here's the fucked up thing. I would have to Uber. My
Sure,
Sundays,
fine. That's fine.
I do cycle class, and then because that's manly as fuck. Followed by a little Tour de France and drinking with the wife, and then brunch always happens in there. And then, so it's gonna be a nightmare of a
fine.
situation.
Right. So at like 5 o'clock, if you want to come over. So what's going to happen
Come
is
on.
that Taylor and I are going to do like 4 or 5 cocktails.
Come to my house.
We're going to rate them,
We'll meet the dogs.
drink them, rate them, and then we're going to talk about it.
I just gave a shitty side eye. I haven't heard the dogs in many episodes. I respect it.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
We've been good.
No, I know. When you guys first started, it was dog heavy.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
But we got a place.
Yeah. Come on over.
I'm telling you, 4 or 5 cocktails after you taste them, and then you come up, and then we have a plethora of bourbon that you can choose from to drink.
It's true.
Heaven and hell is all I'm hearing.
Yep.
What I'm hearing
Well,
is
we
he's
do
got
have some Heaven Hill.
That's called purgatory. That's called purgatory.
Sweet Jesus.
Brendan's in his head going, I got to contact my doucher. I got to see
Yeah.
what my plans are.
I do have to call my wife.
For a ride.
She can't drive. She can't drive on Sunday.
Not Sunday.
All right, this is going off the rails.
No, I think we've done great.
Oh, no, I know we've done great. But, we should probably shut it down. We're an hour 36 in. 37.
Holy shit, that's a long
Yeah,
time.
that's pretty good.
I mean, we're
Troy just yammered on for the
he
first
did yammer on.
30 minutes.
That's all right.
Yeah, but he's got an exciting adventure. I mean,
Yeah, he
how many
had a
people
lot
to go
to talk
cross
about.
country with the family, 2.5 weeks, just
I ain't
point to
mad
point to
at,
point.
at
He's
Clark.
basically Carmen Sandiego.
I
of
will
the
be
United
honest.
States.
I just want to say this out loud. Like, his trip sounds great. It's fun or whatever. But for me, I'm fucking doing that by myself. I don't
Yeah,
want
me
anybody
too.
coming to me because I am thinking I'm going to the pool.
Yeah, but that's Troy W. Griswold.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Me, I'm like, no
He's got
way.
the family truckster. No, he lives in a different world. He has all these puffy clouds.
I love
in his
that
mind.
for him.
Right.
I do. I respect it, but it's a fucking nightmare. He's already had one kid in the hospital, and the second one already almost fell down. Like if you read between the lines on it, it's been fucking hellish. But at the same time, that fucking rose-colored glasses dude is going to come out of this like best trip ever.
Right, but then I would
Because that's how he views the world, and I have to respect that.
Yeah, and
He
then you go
sees-
do it again with just you and your significant other.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's a whole nother different trip.
Yeah, and then it's still Griswold. A road trip with that magnitude, there's always going to be ups and downs.
Yeah.
Always.
You get locked on the balcony.
Yeah.
He wishes.
Yeah. He's going to
wishes.
Williamsburg bear this and then go see the world's biggest ball of twine. Like,
The concrete totem pole got me.
dude, he is. And the funny thing is, I've seen photos of stuff he didn't even talk about. He's had a hell of an experience.
Yes.
But
yes.
boy.
Just to let you know, I'm looking around. We We're all in good. We're all having a good time.
Yeah, I'm completely
right.
numb. And the fucked up thing is...
I mean, Stu showed up late, and he's had a couple bourbons, and he's good.
No, the pleasure's all yours.
The screwed up thing is, the second we shut this down, I'm having another mixed drink.
We're good.
Yep.
Taylor's the man.
I'm here for it.
What time is your first appointment tomorrow morning?
He has a doucher.
enough.
He has a doucher.
You're good.
I have a 9 o'clock appointment tomorrow.
You're going to be that whole... As long as I get 8 hours. No, as long as I get 6 hours. As long as I get 4 hours of sleep, I'll be good for the phone call.
Yes, that is the story of my fucking life. You know what I mean? Like, you look at the clock and go, well, I could do
We
one
can make
more
it.
thing.
You know what? I'm already up. I'm making it. We're not even going to bed. We're just going to power through.
I got to get Taylor Swift concerts in Australia. I do want to send a shout out to Screen Door Mortgage.
Oh,
I got to keep plugging it.
You have to.
if Screen Door Mortgage wants to reach out to Squeezing Lemons,
100%.
we will definitely talk about those guys every
Yes.
episode.
There's a tongue twister.
Every episode.
You know, here's
Screen door
how
squeezing?
you get on Screen
Screen
Door
doors.
Mortgage's
Screen
radar.
door squeeze and lemons.
Just start promoting them.
All right,
Alright,
what we'll
done.
do.
That's
Done.
the move. That's the move. Because if you do need a mortgage, I assure you, there is no easier way to go through this process than to reach out to Screen Door Mortgage and deal with Jimmy. That guy will take care of you. Not only will he get you the best rates that you've seen, but he's going to take you. Stu, you're in the real estate world, right?
I'll second that motion.
You've worked with him many a time.
Yes and no. I wanted to, and then he finally got his license up in Virginia, and so now it's been a while, but yeah.
Way to fucking sell.
I'm trying to sell this. Jimmy's not going to want me to lie and say, oh, I've done 1,000 deals with Jimmy.
No cooler for you.
Is it easy to work with Screen Door
Yes,
Mortgage?
because he is on point, on time, 100% responsive, and if you actually text the gentleman at any time, Sunday, Saturday, after hours, before hours, he'll return your phone call, and that's all you want, because when rates change, you need somebody there instantly.
Is that
Reliable.
common in the mortgage industry?
No.
Would you recommend Screen Door Mortgage?
Yes.
That's all I'm asking, Stu.
100% guarantee.
But I
there
wanted
it
to give
is.
the pitch.
What's that?
I just gave the pitch. Because
No,
that's
that's
him.
fine.
That's
but
him
I
to a T.
want an honest opinion. Somebody who works in the real estate world.
Yes.
You've dealt with him.
Yes.
And you've dealt with other mortgage brokers.
You're making me feel guilty because I feel like I should have done more deals with him. I just haven't had the opportunity to.
I'm not arguing if and when. Look, all of us, mortgages are a thing that comes up every so often. You know what I mean? That's just the reality of a mortgage. Hopefully, if you're doing it right, you're only doing it every 10 years.
That's the average.
I mean, 5, 6.
But when you do it,
But when
Do it
you
with
do
Screen
it,
Door
you want
Mortgage.
someone who's going to take care of you, and Screen Door Mortgage will do that. Not
Yes.
and
right.
oftentimes people look at it's just about the best rate, it's just about the best closing costs. It's just how about the fact that somebody fucking answers the call?
Please
How
answer.
about the fact that
the
somebody
call.
says, "Here's the document you're missing, and I can make it easy for you. Here's how you do it."
Right.
yep.
That's real nice to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of you fucked up. I'm just saying.
You're not going to get that from your big conglomerate companies and your big banks.
See, Stu, you
Not
did
at
turn
all.
this into a good spot, and I appreciate that about you. No, but I do want to give a shout out to Screen Door Mortgage. They have been good to us over the years, and they are a damn good mortgage company. Please do reach out to them. It's real easy to find them. ScreenDoorMortgage.com.
Love you, Jimmy.
It's not complicated. They'll take care of you. If you do need sunglasses, you can always get them at Nectar Sunglasses. Drop Abacus in the coupon code. You'll get 20% off of what was already a reasonably priced sunglass. And if you need a podcast to listen to after this because you just can't sleep, I'm telling you, the place to go is squeezinglemons.com. You can find it on literally just
Apple
about every Apple,
and Spotify. All of the
Those are
places.
the big ones. That's where you need to go. They're going to teach you how to make really good cocktails easily.
And fun.
No, it's fun. I'll give it that. It's fun. They make hella good cocktails, and you hear the cocktails come across the bar the whole time that we're in here. They work. It's the bottom line. But as you can see, they're a couple fun guys to listen to. Simple guys, right? Isn't that
Simple and easy.
Simple and easy.
I don't know.
Focus on the easy.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Totally easy.
the only thing that wasn't easy? The only drink that was not easy. The fucking Malort.
Yeah.
That one took a lot of work.
That did take some work.
But that's also...
we got there, though.
How
But
do you-
I think we crushed that motherfucker.
No, you
I
did.
think so,
the
too.
Concrete Jungle is a perfect drink.
Yeah.
But I mean... But how hard is it to make a turd? If you put a turd in a glass, it's very hard
It's
to make
still
me
a
want
turd
it.
in a glass.
But you nailed it.
We did.
These guys have done the impossible, and I respect it. So great work. Check them out, and give them 5-star review. It
Please.
only helps, and actually a
Does.
review.
Yeah,
We'd
a
all like
little
that.
bit of a review. Tell us what you wanted to make and drink and
Yeah, how do
whatever.
they reach out to you guys?
Yeah, inside the. Or sorry, I'm.
Oh,
Oh, here we go.
It's going
Let
to
me
be
like
Squeezing Lemons _
Yeah,
podcast
squeezing lemon _ podcast.
at Instagram. Slide into our DMs.
Yeah.
Let us know.
There you go.
Yeah.
Reach out to them. Give them some drink ideas. We're thinking something with rhubarb.
What the fuck?
You need something with more frozen coffee cubes.
Ooh, I do like
I
that.
got you.
We can
Or
do some coffee cubes.
Frozen coconut water. Fan of that. Goes very well with.
Hydrate
I don't
before
know
you
about that.
dehydrate.
There you go. If you do want to reach out to us, you can always do it inside the pallethouse@gmail.com. I don't have anything left in the tank. Cheers.
Cheers. Who drinks a rhubarb cocktail?
Not me.
Peace out.
That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think?
I do think that was a pretty good podcast.
You had to say it.